Hi and welcome back to TradingBot Solutions. Today I want to show you how you can set up your RSI strategy, how you can actually automate your RSI strategy. As you may know, our bot is able to automate all your TradingView strategies. You could also use the bot to automate your own strategy. So you don't have to use TradingView to send signals to our bot. You can use also your own signal systems, or you could just send it via email. So in this video we're going to talk about how you can set up RSI strategy and how can you set up our bot to automatically trade it for you. The first thing we do is we create a new bot. This is a test account, as you see here. If you don't have an account already, please go to TradingBotSolutions.com and you will be able to set up a free account, and then you can actually exactly do what I do. The account is free, so you don't have to pay anything. You just need to pay if you want to use it with exchanges, with real exchanges. So the paper trading, virtual trading is free. So just sign up here and you can do exactly what I'm showing here in this tutorial. So first of all, let's go ahead. After you logged in, you will see the dashboard. You have the opportunity here to sign up for a webinar. You can create a bot, visit the help center, chat with our team. I will go ahead and create a bot for now. And I have got 3 options. So one option is coming very soon. We have the option to set up a TradingView bot. So basically I'm able to fire buy and sell signals from any indicator from TradingView. I can copy a bot. That means if other users shared bots, I can copy them, or you can also share bots if you have some that you want to share. In the future we will give you the opportunity to make some money by sharing your bots. And here, that's very exciting. That's gonna come out very soon. We will build an internal tool where you don't have to set up your bots anymore. It will work like you pick an indicator, you pick the buy and sell points basically inside of the bot, and you don't need an external signal source anymore. So this is what's going on. So for this purpose, we create a TradingView bot here. I just click on the button and wait a little. The internet connection is not really great, as you see. So here you have the option to go through the bot setup using a wizard, or you can also click here and use a single form if you're already a little more advanced. This is probably the easier way to set up your bot. So in this case I already prepared some strategies I'm gonna show you here. You don't need to name the strategies or set up the strategies like I did here. You see it's very structured, but that's because we are testing a lot with our strategies, and we're giving the strategies of course also to you. So we share some of our strategies, and it's all for your profit and convenience, of course. So what I want to do today is I want to set up 2 RSI buying signals, or 2 long trades basically, and 2 short trades. And we're gonna do that on BitMEX. Excuse me. BitMEX, as you may know, is one of the few exchanges where I can trade short as well. So we're gonna implement some more exchanges soon. We have also Poloniex where you can trade short, and we will include some more exchanges soon. So first of all, we're gonna implement our first RSI strategy. And in these columns here you see there's a lot of strategies in here. So basically I preset all the strategies, so it's easier for me to just paste and copy them. But of course you don't have to do that. So I will just copy. This is basically the name of the bot, so I just copy it in here. Then I will go ahead And look at the time frame. It will be a 1 minute, it will be long, and it will be at BitMax. So it's TradingView, the bot type is TradingView bot. Then I will go long only. So if I don't trade long and short in one bot, I will pick just long. Remember, in a lot of exchanges like Binance or some other regular exchanges, you're not able to trade short. So you can't do that here. So here we're gonna pick BitMax, and you see here I can put in a strategy. Like I said, it can be whatever you want. You don't have to do the naming conventions that I put now. I put my strategy name is this long thing here. I do this because then I exactly know what I was trading. So I know I have the name of the bot, I have the time frame, I know it's trading long, I know it's on BitMax, it's RSI long, it's RSI high, it's candles, and the closing signal is I will close all at one selling signal. So I also have to pick here currency. I will trade Bitcoin. So on BitMax, as you may know, it's XBT, BTC. So XBT is called Bitcoin at BitMax, and then you can basically trade. You send your Bitcoin to BitMax, of course, and then it will be XBT there, and you can start to trade there. Connectors, the next thing is connectors I can pick here, and I will just pick a virtual BitMax. That means I can virtually trade. You don't have to put in any virtual account. So in this case, we don't support the BitMax testnet. That means that you should not put in the BitMax testnet here. So we already give you virtual accounts, paper trading accounts. That means that you can virtually trade already, and you don't need to use the testnet or something like that. So it's very easy for you to start trading here and test your strategies. So the time frame was here 1 minute. Of course, the RSI strategy is probably not the best strategy to trade in such a low time frame. And of course, it is better to trade the RSI strategy on a bigger time frame. And here you would just pick whatever you want. So I do the 1 minute. I often do that in the beginning to see if the strategy is working, if the buy signal is firing, if the sell signal is firing. So I see that the strategy is working. Here the BTC volume, in the moment you can just put in whatever BTC volume you want to trade. In the future we are gonna implement the percentage of your account as well. Maximum number of active trades. You can limit the maximum number of active trades. If I put in here 1, then the bot will be just allowed to trade 1 time. So to open 1 long, the sell signal will still be processed, but a second long position cannot be opened. If I put in 2, then of course it is possible for the bot to open 2 long positions at the same time. And if it's a 1, it's just allowed to open 1 position, 1 long position at the same time. So I just put 2 for testing purposes here. Here the settings, I'm able to put in a closing trading view command. That means if I don't pick that, the bot will not accept my closing signal. So why would I do that? I could just go ahead and basically don't have a closing signal and just work with the take profit function here, or I could just use the stop loss or the trailing stop loss. In this case, I want the second alert, so the closing alert from TradingView to close this trade. So I can enable it, and I can say, okay, in this strategy we test that I close all basically. But for the RSI signal, as I show you later, it depends how you set it up, because you can set up more than one buying and selling point. So more than one buying and selling line. I'll show you that later. So if you use all here, it doesn't really make sense to have like 3 selling lines, for example, as I show you in a minute. So we have all. So I set it here, one close for all preview opens. This will close all trades that are still open. So if you have 2 trades open and it reaches, or one sell signal is coming in this case it will sell both open trades. If it would be set to 1, then it would just close 1 open trade. Here we have closing take profit. You could enable it and just say, okay, you want to close the trade. If it made 2% profit, then it will be automatically be closed. I also I disable that in a moment. Then you have closing stop loss. You can enable a closing stop loss. So I could say, okay, if the trade goes down, because it's a very small time frame, I just put it to 1 stop loss. So if it goes down 1%, it will sell it, because I don't want to have all my capital stuck in one bot. So it's better to have a stop loss. Trailing stop loss, I just set to 0.5, for example, here, and here 0.5. Trailing stop loss trigger means if the price moves up 0.5% from my buying price, the bot will then raise up, move up the stop loss 0.5%. So that helps me to make even much more money. So it will automatically raise the stop loss for you, basically. This is basically all you need to do. And remember, you don't have to put in all these lines. You just can put in strategy test 15 or whatever you want to do. The only thing then you need to do is read this carefully here. To receive your TradingView alerts for this bot, please copy and paste the alert below into the TradingView alert box. Please also make sure you send alerts to the email address signals.tbs@gmail.com. So first of all, you need to make sure, there's another video that I will link in this video that explains how you do that, but I just show it to you very fast in case you don't know. In your TradingView setup, it's very easy to change. So I go into my account, I click on profile settings, then I go ahead and inside of my profile settings, I go down here, and here in the profile settings, I see signals.tbs@gmail.com. So I need to change this here. You need to put in the email address signals.tbs@gmail.com into here to make it working. Don't change it here, just put it here. For more details, check out the video I will link below. So if I go back to the charts here, if you set up everything correctly, I will just go back to the chart. I will make a new chart layout for us to be able to trade the RSI signal. So I will just rename that and make it just RSI. Save it, and then I will go ahead and just click the right mouse, and you could say add indicator, or you could just go ahead and click on here and to just search for RSI. So the RSI indicator is a common indicator, as you probably know. Just click here and I get the RSI indicator here. And you already see that I have 2 levels set up here, or more than 2 levels set up here. So basically one of my bots is already using these levels, and you see what it is in the moment. It's 3 buying levels. So for example, down here, this is the lowest level that it will buy. This is the middle level, and this is the top level. So if the RSI level moves down, for example, to this line, my bot will buy 1 time as soon as it moves up. If it moves down here, it will buy again. If it moves here, it will buy again. Of course, depending on your settings. So it would be wise, depending on how you want to trade, that you basically put in the right indicators here. So if you want to set up 3 lines, of course you should not limit your bot here to 2. So you could also limit it to 3, so it will be able to buy at every line. Of course, if it moves down and up on one line, it will buy again. What I do here is, so I go back for the 1 minute, I would go back like 1 day, for example. I will give the chart a little time to load, and I will have a look at how the RSI developed over the last 24 hours, for example, and then I would just modify it. So for example, we could move that a little up and save it. Then we could move that a little down, because you know, I'm looking at these levels here. I don't want the bot to buy too early. I don't want to buy the bot to buy everything, right? So I moved that up to this level. I moved that up to basically a little higher, maybe this level, and I moved that up much higher. This was just set because of a testing, so I could see that the signals are coming in. So I would move this up here, that the chance if it's moving up is I'm still catching that, and I would move that up to here. That's high enough. And this is just a modification of older signals. And what I want to show you now is basically how you're going to set up your new signals. The new signal setup is very easy. So what you have to do is here, open long signal. To open a long signal, you just have to copy this here, starting with your email address. Don't put the long, this part. Just start with the email address. Then you go basically to the level where you want to set it. And the beauty of the bot is it can also trade like 10 alerts or 10 syntaxes in one alert box. So you can, if you already have a setup, like in the RSI case, it's very often that you have a lot of similar signals. So you can just use one signal to fire a lot of buys, a lot of sells. So I just copy in the alert here. So you see, I just copied that in here. I made just a comma here, and then I copied it in and save it. And I do the same with this one. So I just make a comma here, I make a space, and I copy it in, I save it. I put in here a comma, a space, I copy it in, I save it. Now, at these levels, the bot will automatically buy and fire a buy signal to a bot, and the bot will automatically trade it for you on your favorite exchange. In this case, it will be traded virtually. The only thing that we need to do now is to close the long trade. So for that, just copy that out. Don't copy that close long, just start with the signals. And make sure this is just because I am using, I have an account that is named the same as the email address you change in TradingView. This in your account will be your email address. So don't change it to the signals.tbs@gmail.com. You just have to change the email address inside of your TradingView SMS alert settings to receive the signals. And we need your email address here, your unique email address. So don't change it. If you go into your account, you will see your email address will be here. So keep that. Otherwise, we don't know that we need to fire the email address into your account. So for the closing signal, it's also very easy. I do just the same. I go here, make a comma, make a space, and save. The same I do here. I go in here, save. And the last one here. Save. Okay, that's all we needed to do. One more thing I want to show you. You need to make sure in your alert box that you don't send actually the email here. This is also a problem in this account I just see. So you need to send the email here, SMS email to SMS. This has to be ticked, otherwise your signals will not arrive. I just play a sound and a pop-up if I'm testing new strategies, so I see that it is working. So keep that in mind. The last thing we need to do now is to go back and click on create and start. So now we created here basically your first bot. By clicking on the bot, you have the options to change some parameters again. You cannot change all of the parameters because the bot is already using it. If you want to change any of the parameters, it's very easy. You just copy the bot and then you just rename the bot, and all your parameters will be still there, and you can create a new bot. Yeah, that's all you need to do, and then you can delete the old one if you want to do that. So I can then go to your bots, and then you can see basically the bot in there. You can click on it to modify it. You see the trade history for your bots, so there's nothing here in the moment because no trades are active in the moment. We go to if we go to all, for example, we can see all the past and all the active trades that are have been performed. So you see this bot, this test bot did quite well, I have to say. And you see here the profit loss. You can just see the historical trades. It would be the same in this case. And then you can watch the signals coming in here. So as soon something will be fired here, so as soon an RSI signal will fire here, then you will get a signal in the signals tab. One more thing you need to watch out for, of course. In this case, we actually made a mistake because I put my signal now on a Binance chart, which is actually not what you should do, right? So to do it correct, we would have to go back and basically delete that out of the chart again, and make sure you open up here actually XBT, which is XBT, the Binance chart, and we would have to put it on this chart. So don't put it on a wrong chart that I did. So make sure if you fire, of course, signals from TradingView, that they are on the right chart. So we would go ahead in this case and just set up the new alerts there, right? So I would just go ahead basically and do that again. I just do it for one line. I could say add alert at that level. And I would say here in this case, crossing up, because if the price goes down and crosses up, I want to buy. I would say once per bar close, and I would say send it to this, and then I would have to go back, of course, into my bot. I go to my bots, I click on that bot, and I can copy out the long again. So I go back here into TradingView and just copy it in the box. Just give me a second. So copy that in the box, create, and then I will just do one more short. So not short, but closing signal. I go back here and let's say I put the closing signal here. Also here I would say crossing up, RSI crossing up. You just leave the value once per par close, copy it in here, make sure send email to SMS is checked, not the send email, and just create. And that's all you need to do. The bot is already started. And the only thing I would recommend to do now, of course, is, so we already got an alert here, but this is for a different bot. But let's check out. So you should see a signal that just came in here. So you see here, this is the signal that just came in. The signal got skipped. If you want to know why the signal got skipped, can go in. So it says open long, there's no suitable bots. So we have a problem here that I deleted already the bot, but the signal is coming in. So you have to be careful with that as well. So what I want to do now, or what you should do in this case, I will do that after the video. I go back to my other chart from Bitcoin USDT on Binance, and I will remove the alerts, of course, that are set wrong here. So basically this is all you need to do to automate your RSI strategy. Also, of course, if you go into your bot, just create a new bot, just go in here again, and if you want to use the long form or the wizard, it doesn't really matter. You can just create a new bot. And also I want to show you basically that you can do short and long, and you could basically combine it. So if I do a test here, so short test, you could do here short, you could do here, it's BitMEX again, I do the connect reversal again, the strategy, I just put test, the currency, again I want to trade Bitcoin, minutes, whatever, I just put in 1, BTC volume 0.0 whatever, and number of trades you can put in. So now I'm trading short. You can fill out all these indicators, of course, if you want to use them, or you could also not use them. I would not really recommend to not use stop losses or stuff like that. But then here you have the opening short signal and closing short signal. And basically you could just use the same chart and then basically close the long here and open the short here. See? The same, of course, with the closing. I would just do it the opposite way around. So I would close the short, of course, down here. And that's all you need to do. So you have to create the bot again. And remember, there's no stop loss now. So probably we should go in and make a stop loss. This is all you need to know. Then one more thing that you could do is, if you create a new bot, you could also use a bot that is basically trading long and short. And what that will do is it will just give you more alert options. So you don't have to set up a bot that is trading long and a bot that is trading short. You could just go both here and long, short, and you would also do the BitMEX again. You would do the strategy long, short, long, short. You would also use the virtual connector. If you want to connect your real API, go to the settings tab and set up a new connector. I set it to whatever time frame. PTC volume, I just want to show you that you can now open a long here, close the long, open the short, close the short. So these 4 signals will allow you to trade with one bot, short and long. So you would just go in here and copy the open long signal here, for example, the open long signal and the close short signal into the line here, and the opposite. So the open short and the close long signal you would copy in here, and that's all you basically need to do and need to know about trading RSI signals. Don't forget, you can basically do that with every indicator that you find on TradingView. So you can also use your own indicators. You have tons and tons of indicators here. If you go ahead here, if you look at the public library, there's so many indicators that you can just pick and trade here. And you can send alerts from almost all the indicators to our bot, and our bot will trade for you on autopilot. That means you don't have to worry about your stop losses. You don't have to worry about missing a trade, or that the market goes up or down in the night and you're sleeping and you can't act. It basically takes away the emotions out of your trading, and it can make you a much better trader. And with our virtual bots, we give you the opportunity to test all your strategies before you use them. So you can also go to the statistics tab. This is very simple still, and there's just one bot in there. But you see the statistics tab is giving you the indicators of the bots. And if I know like the RSI test bot here is making a profit, I could just simply go in here. I could simply say, okay, I want to copy this bot, and then I would be able to just use a real one. So I would have to go to the settings tab here and get a new connector. In the new connector, I could say, okay, now I make a Binance real, and I would just go in here and put that to real, put Binance and put the API key in the secret, and then I will have the opportunity basically to switch it from my winning paper trading to it's not in because we don't save it, of course. So there will be now a Binance or BitMEX, whatever account it is, you could trade real. So you can test all your strategies, whatever indicator it is, and you can basically set it up and run it on autopilot. If you have any questions, the best thing to reach us, or the best way, is to just click on the support tab down here, and we will be here for you and answer all your questions. Like I said, sign up for the bot. It's free. It's not limited. If you want to subscribe, here you have the packages for the bots and the limitations. There is a big discount if you have it yearly. It's 20% discount. And if you join our webinars, or if you also click on the link in the video description or below the video, we have the opportunity in the webinars to get a special discount package. If you go through the webinar, at the end of the webinar, we will give you the option to have a very special unlimited package, yearly package. So that's all from my side. I hope that was useful. Let us know if you have any questions, and I talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye. See you.